ESPN.
What's going on, Wise Take Nation? This is an NBA podcast. I am your host, Mr. Paulie D, and I am proud to introduce Mr. Stevie Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at Stevie Brown DFS. Stevie Brown, say what up to the nation.
What's going on, guys?
What's happening, bro? How'd you do tonight? How's it going? I know we're looking for overtime here in this last game.
Yeah,
right?
I'd love some overtime this last game. We all know this slate was going to be a shit show, and it's exactly what we got, but I'm trying to recover a little bit with overtime this last game.
I'm just proud that, I know you had a little bit of Durant. I was on the full fade, but we told them the Warriors were going to get blown up today on that Wise stream. And, if you faded the Warriors, you're in a pretty good spot today. But even if you didn't, my boy CK is in first place of the $50, I think, with Kevin Durant in his lineup. And I think Monty Morris. Don't know how I did that. Juancho Hernangomez, big part of that. Another guy we were kind of heavily on. It's a pretty good day. I'm expecting some screenshots in the Slack once this slate locks. They know no premature screenshots. The jinx is real. We don't post screenshots till the slate is over. And even then, you got to deal with them. What do you call it? The stat corrections. Those things suck unless they go in your favor. But they
never do.
They very rarely. I mean, it does. Every now and then you get a nice one, but I feel like it's like 3 out of 4 are like against you.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, we got ourselves an 8-game Friday slate. That is really like the perfect size. We got a couple nice matchups here. You done any? You taking any sneak peeks at the slate? You got any like macro, thoughts on it as a whole?
And a lot of people are going to be off the Knicks because the rotation with 10 guys in 20 minutes a game. But there's a few players from there I like.
Who the Knicks playing?
Pelicans.
That's DFS gold, baby.
Always. We've got our late hammers at 9:30 game. It's Bulls and the Bucks. That's kind of interesting.
Okay.
And then there's really not too many appealing games otherwise, like Kings, Grizzlies, Jazz, Sixers, Boston, Toronto. Like I feel like there's gonna be some obvious games to target here.
Yeah, I mean, the night before the slate looks one way, and then by 3-4 o'clock tomorrow you'll have 4 guys ruled out, another couple guys game time decisions, and things will really start to take shape. But we're gonna go through. We're gonna go position by position, and we will see what you like on a first look here. So, open up point guard. Take me down to about 6K. Give me a couple guys that are interesting to you on a first look. Who do you got?
Shelvin Max, pretty interesting. 4.2K. He's going to get
over 6K. Over 6K. We'll get the value. Yeah,
6K.
Up top.
Point guard, TJ McCollum. Going against the Timberwolves, always love to pick on them. Donovan Mitchell, too. Sixers defense isn't what they have been last year, and a lot of people aren't realizing that, so they're scared to target against them, but still pretty cheap going against them.
What do you think about Jimmy Buckets being there, though? Does that impact their D a little bit?
I think it should. It definitely should. I mean, it's a big upgrade. Covington always great defender, but Jimmy Buckets is known for being a defender, too. I'm not sure if they're going to really stick him on Donovan Mitchell. I'd assume so, because you're not really going to waste him on a guy like Ingles, who isn't that much of a scoring threat.
Yeah, but they got Redick, who started the last game finally too, and I don't think they're going to put Redick on the forward. So you might get away with that. You might get away with a Redick on your boy.
Yeah, if I can definitely get Redick defense onto Donovan Mitchell, there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to love a lot of Mitchell tomorrow.
Utah also coming off an embarrassing loss. They only put up 68 points against the Dallas Mavericks. Not a very good defense, so might have a little extra motivation. I can get behind that play.
Yeah, definitely. It's surprising, too. The Jazz are 7-7 going into tomorrow's game, and they've been a little disappointing, too, so far, so it could be a little bounce-back game for them. Bledsoe, 6'8" against the Bulls. Always love targeting the Bulls, so he's pretty interesting for me. John Wall's in a great spot, actually, but he's all the way up to 9.5K now. His minutes are even coming down to a little bit more realistic. We can expect lower 30s compared to the 40 minutes we were seeing for a while. He's an amazing point per minute guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oladipo, I love. He's what a player he is now. Really asserted himself last year and been proving that since. Getting over 20 field goal attempts per game, high 30s to 40 minutes.
Getting way paced up. Miami's playing fast. Point guards have been smashing Miami. And I mean, I know he is a 2 in the roster, but he does control the ball a lot on this team.
Hasn't even been shooting great from 3 either. Barely over 300 for most games, and still hitting around 50 DKP every single game. Like 5 of his last 6 games hit over 50 DKP. 65 in there, 58 in there. He's still 9K. I love it. He's getting his rebounds up this year, a few double doubles. Assists are there. He always gets his peripherals, blocks and steals.
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely have a lot of exposure to him tomorrow.
Yep. I mean, I love Oladipo. That looks like a game that can be stacked. Indiana, very slow, so I'm going to favor the Indiana side. They're getting paced up. We got to see what's going on with the Miami situation. I think
D'Lo's still 6'6", going against the absolutely abysmal defense of the Wizards. He burned me last game. I'm sure he burned a lot of people too, but it can be a decent spot to go back to him. I mean, Coach rises a hot hand. If he's shooting well, he's going to see his minutes. Shot pretty shitty last game too. At his price with no Levert, I think he's definitely in play.
For sure. One of those guys. Dinwiddie's price is up. D'Lo, last game he was kind of Dinwiddie's. D'Angelo did take his shots though when he was in there. I don't have it in front of me, but the Nets just shot very poorly. It was kind of a tough spot against Miami. Washington's been playing no defense this year, so this is probably a better spot to go looking for some of the other Nets. I can get behind that. Also, for me, I'm kind of interested in Mike Conley. Guy's got huge usage this year. He's 7K going up against Sacramento, who's playing mega fast and not very good defense. That could be interesting. They're pretty shorthanded yesterday. We'll see if that's still the case, but if it is, I could see this game being close, and I don't think a ton of people will go there. I kind of like this spot. Memphis, shorthanded, getting way paced up, and Sacramento in close games they play their starters a ton of minutes, so that's interesting to me.
Definitely, yeah. We talked about last time too how they're super shorthanded, and he's forced into at least 35 minutes or so. Saw 42 a few games, all these injuries, and he's been scoring 32, 24, 26. Gets a few more peripherals. He at 7K, he's definitely worth the price tag.
Yeah, I'm with you there, and then. I'm starting to really like playing teams against Minnesota. I don't know if I want to go all the way up to 9K for Dame coming off a monster game, but Minnesota is just not playing any D and playing very fast. So maybe, I'll say that's a maybe. Let's go down to the famous land of Value Town and tell me who you like below 6K.
So Shelvin Mack again, like I was saying, Memphis really shorthanded. Amir Casper's supposed to be back tomorrow, but shouldn't really affect the backcourt situation there.
What's his price?
He's 4.2 still.
Oh wow, they won't move it up. Yeah. I can definitely get behind that.
Jeff Teague, 5.9K against the Blazers. I'd never mind going against Lillard's defense. They're overall not a bad defensive team, but at 5.9K, with Jimmy Butler guy, he's been crushing his price tag, and it's hard not to go to him there. Especially Rose questionable, so if he's out, then you got to go right back to the well and go to Teague again. Peyton. If Peyton comes back at 5.6K, we hear no minutes restriction. I'll probably have him just about every lineup I play. He's been out for a while, and I was thinking it was a precautionary thing. And so I'm expecting when he comes back, it's going to be full minutes, not any kind of restriction. And at 5.6K, with kind of upside he has of rebounds, assists, triple-double upside almost, I love the price tag on him.
Definitely. And, as long as Moutier's starting, that's just zero defense. So if not Elf, then if it's Drew again, one of those two guys Definitely going to be in consideration. Anything else down here, or you want to move on?
If Moody gets the start, I might consider him again, but Knicks backcourt so clogged up between Moutier, Burke, Ntilikina, Tim Hardaway, all those ones and twos they got there. Like, I'm not really going to trust any of them. Like we saw last time, 10 guys can get 1 hit. That's something I really want to pick on there.
Yeah. We learned kind of the hard way last slate. Like, that Memphis value was there and Moutier was starting, and is like, why deal with that Knicks clogged situation when you got an undermanned team getting paced up over here? And it was like, right now, Trey Burke didn't even play last game. The coach, Fizdale, says he's feeling bad about that, so he may try to work him in. It's just outside of THJ, like, we really don't know who's safe on the Knicks. One guy may be safe today and then doesn't play no minutes tomorrow. It's really, this coach is all over the place so far. So I'm going to try to stay away from that until we get some more clarity. But I'm with you, though. There's not a ton down here. Tyler Johnson had a phenomenal game last time. Darren Collison, not a great defender. If he's going to get 30 minutes at 4-3, that's probably too cheap. But I'm with you. I like Shelvin Mack down here as well. And then some of those guys like right below 6K, like you mentioned, maybe Elf, maybe Ricky Rubio in a bounce back spot, maybe Jeff Teague. But decent position, and we're waiting on a little bit of news. Let's move it over to shooting guard. No overlaps. Talk about new people over here. Anyone we covered at point guard is gone now. What do you think?
Buddy Hield, 6.2, but he's been shooting absolutely lights out this season so far. Last year I hated him. This year I love him. He's performing every game. His last 2 games weren't so good, but price dropped, and we're paying for upside here. Like at 6.2, he's hit ceilings of 47, 46, 49. And I mean, his last 2 games I'm really going to count as outliers. It was 2 blowout games. One was a blowout. The other one, he did see extended minutes in, 26 in both. But if he sees normal 30 minutes or so, like, should definitely at least hit his price today, get his 6.2K.
Who were you just talking about? I'm sorry, my girl was sending me a text.
Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield. And who was the guy up top that you mentioned?
That was really it so far.
Okay, so just Buddy Hield up top. THJ you kind of like, right?
THJ love, yeah. Against the Pelicans, he's another chucker. He's the only Knicks guy I never really have a problem going to because of his volume shooting.
Yeah, his price is down now. He's under 7K.
Yeah, 6.7. It's dropping, and shots start to fall. If they can keep competitive, yeah, you got to love him there.
Yeah. Kawhi Leonard, guards who can score against Boston. We've seen Jamal Murray. We've seen Zach LaVine just smash these teams. I could do Kawhi Leonard at a discounted price against Boston. I know that's like contrarian, and I don't know if I end up on it, but I do expect this to be kind of like a close back and forth game where they get all 4 rotations. This could be a preview of the Eastern Conference Finals. Toronto's more pace, is going to be pacing up Boston. Boston's very slow, but Kawhi can do it, across all the statistics. That could be like a 5% on Gem if he goes off in a close game. Not my favorite thing just now, but it's something that, like, I know will be pretty low on tomorrow. That's kind of interesting. Jimmy Butler, 7-3, not the ideal opponent against Utah, but that's just too cheap, Kind of took a step back last game. Maybe he starts to impose like a little alpha male kind of situation here. Maybe, another thing I got to dig into a little bit. I got to see the rotations in that last Philly game, who played with who, yada, yada,
The other guy, too, I like a lot is Beal. He's 8.1 going against the Nets. It's at a price I can see him smashing value and getting like 50. It's not really a ceiling price, but he's pretty safe if he's going to see standard minutes in the high 30s to 40s. Game stays competitive. He can definitely pay off his price tag.
Okay. I don't mind Brad Beal. I don't like playing him with Wall unless it's like a full stack, so it'd have to be one or the other. And they're both like a little priced up. Brooklyn's playing kind of slow, but I'm not going to argue on that. Take us down below 6K, down to Value Town. What do you see down there?
Yeah, going back to the Memphis side, they're extremely thin again. Garrett Temple's 4K. Gotta love him. Joe Harris too, 4.4K. It's going back to Atkinson and his crazy rotations, but he's another 3-point shooter. His
Yeah,
shots are
also,
falling.
like I think Rondé Hollis Jefferson's gonna be all right, but he did suffer like an injury, came back. Sometimes those things can swell up after the game. If he's out, that's like one body. I know it's not exactly Joe Harris's position; he's more of a 2 or 3, but it's just
Still
like
in the
a
spot
lot of
though.
usage that they would be losing. And Joe Harris was actually one of the more aggressive guys on the court for the Nets last game, so I can get behind that for sure, especially if like Jared Allen's out again for an illness and Rondé Hollis Jefferson miss.
Yeah, definitely. Same with the Crab too. Same team and everything. 3.7. Just around the same price tag. He plays 26 minutes, and I mean he's not really seeing a shot volume like it was last year. Only seeing around 4, 5, 6 3-point attempts per game. If he's another guy though, not really shooting much now, but if he gets hot, he loves to shoot the ball. So catch him in a GPP on the right game, and he's going to definitely outscore his price tag at 3.7.
Yeah, there's a Crab A, as we like to call him here, blow up spot happening this year. Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah,
he's like all these other like Eric Gordon's. Like when he gets hot from outside, it like elevates all the rest of his game. He happens to get more rebounds, a few assists those games, and I mean we've seen him go for 40. Not often, but he does it. And if they become more shorthanded, that usage can elevate. The only problem is, like we just talked about Joe Harris, we didn't mention Shabazz Napier, but like he's also involved. Like it's just so many guys there. I really would want some some guys ruled out before committing to many Nets.
yeah. My thing is like the Wizards love are first of all they're awful on defense. They love to turn the
Yeah,
ball
they
over.
play fast. Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Krebs playing 26, 24, 28 minutes a game right now around there, and he's
Mhm.
been getting no peripherals, no rebounds, no assists, no blocks, no steals. Wizards look to turn it over, so maybe he sees an extra couple steals here. If
Yeah.
he can rack up some peripherals here over the normal and he scores a little more, then he has his upside at 3.7.
Right now, who do you prefer, Joe Harris or A Crab A?
I'm gonna go Joe Harris there. Just the safety and peripherals.
Yeah, it's not just shoot independent. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Um, I guess that's about it. I don't think this is a good play, but did you see what Antoine Moore did last game?
Dude, it's unbelievable. And I think he did that a couple games in a row now,
Yeah,
too. I think
like
that was a
not as good, but close. Like he's 5-2 now against the Knicks. Like I can't do it, but wow. Props to
yeah,
anyone who played that too.
5-2, and just by reading game logs, he had 39.5 DKP when he was 4.7. And now last game he was 45. We scored 45 DKP when he was 4.9. And this is like who the hell sees that coming? And I don't really like him. Typically score independent, gets his minutes, but isn't usually productive. I mean, I'm gonna chalk the last two games as outliers. He saw absolute season highs, like even beyond what you'd believe for field goal attempts, 18 and 23. Shooting the ball way too well to maintain that. Like that's not reliable. Uh, I I mean, I guess you got to have some interest in him if he's going to put up games like this, but it's against the Knicks too. I can't really see myself on him though.
No, I ain't going there. But just wanted to mention he's doing weird things.
I
Those are
already agree
those
with
things that like I just resist. I like refuse. I have to see it. Like I have to get burned by it like multiple times, like painfully before I come over. And then usually once I finally do like come around, that's when he goes back to being what he is. But
you.
that's
Yeah,
just
and
one I don't believe in. And like where's this coming from? You know what I mean? But
yeah, he's definitely
especially
going to burn
especially if
you
Miritich is
more.
back, then it's like no thanks.
Definitely, yeah. And he's if you play him every day during the season, he's going to burn you 10 times more than it's going
Yeah,
to pay
then he's
off
gonna
for you.
make you. Absolutely. That's a really good point. There's a couple players like that I just don't play. I know there's like 3 or 4 times I'm gonna get burnt by not playing it, but the other, 78 times I'll be all right. Move us
Yeah,
over to small forward. Pretty loaded position here. What do you like? Above 6K.
above 6K, small forward. You have to love, of course, Giannis. going against the awful defense of the Bulls, and I don't know who the hell they can really stick on him. Just thinking of a matchup standpoint, don't really have a guy that can really match up with him well. Interesting too, Ben Simmons is all the way down to 8.2 now. They kind of priced down all the Sixers besides Embiid. Like because of the Jazz matchup and with Jimmy Butler, they're assuming usage is there. It's kind of interesting. Like he had a big dud last time. I think people are going to be scared to go off him with Jimmy Butler there, but scoring might go down, but he always has the same rebound and assist upside too.
True that. Anybody else?
Wiggins, of course. No Jimmy Butler. He's been balling out. Kind of looked a little more assertive last game. Last game too, when the Timberwolves were trying to close out the game, they went to him a lot of times. Now they used to go to Jimmy Butler, let him play his ISO ball, but they played a little more team basketball, and there's a lot of Teague, a lot of Cat, Wiggins. It wasn't really the ISO ball we were used to seeing, so I think they're going to go to Wiggins a lot more down the stretch there.
Yeah, two new players, a lot of usage change, kind of a situation you want to monitor and, be ahead of the curve if you got an instinct. It's not the same matchup. That was New Orleans. This is Portland, much slower. But worth a look. All the way up top, Giannis against the Bulls. Like, if you think that the Bulls can stay close, then am I looking at? What do you see down in Value Town?
Value Town for small forward. Let's see. We got Gordon Hayward off his minutes limit now. Still same price tag around 5.4. Not a big fan of the game or the matchup against Toronto. Of course, we can expect either decent defense from Siakam or Kawhi. Got to assume it's going to be Kawhi. But 5.4 for Gordon Hayward, no minutes limit. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah, maybe Marcus Morris will be out again. He was out last game. That would be a nice little usage bump.
Wilson Chandler, 3.7. Gotta get if his minutes going to be lifted this time, which is due, he's going to see his minutes and can exceed his price tag there.
All right. What do you think about like a Kevin Knox? His price is a little bit higher, but against New Orleans, if he's going to get those kind of minutes, wings against New Orleans, I could do that. Even still at 4-3, just again, it's the Knicks and that whole minute situation. But he's one that I think is blowout proof. If they get blown out, he's still going to get minutes. That might be like the better case scenario if you're playing him. I think I can get behind that. If RHJ misses, this is like a dart, but Jared Dudley actually didn't look too bad last game. And if RSJ's out, I don't know if they're going to unleash the Manimal, which would be the ideal situation. But Jared Dudley's been starting already. He's 3-3 against the Wizards, terrible against power forwards. Hopefully we don't need to go that deep for value on this slate, but it's possible. And I know you mentioned Wilson Chandler. Do you think he's going to get like more than 20 minutes in this game? Is there any news on that you've heard?
I haven't heard anything to really confirm that, but it's been since he's been on this limit. I think it's 6 games now, and they're slowly ramping up from 10 to 15, 16, and have 2 consecutive games of 23. If I can see over 23 minutes, even around 23, I want to see 25, 26, anywhere up in that range guaranteed. And I'll definitely 3.7. I'll definitely be interested in that there.
All right, cool. Decent little slate we got. Move us over to power forward. What do you see over there above 6K?
Power forward, Mirotic, 7.4. Still listed as questionable, but I don't believe he's on the official injury report. Another guy loves to shoot, has his upside with rebounds too. Knicks are a decent matchup for him. They're going to play Vonleh on him. Can't really stretch him out to the 3-point line. He's been going off this whole season. If Peyton is back, that might hurt him a little bit with the rebounds and stuff like that. But at the price tag, it's hard not to play him.
Yeah, Foe's been killing the Knicks. Anything else?
Going back to the same game and same team, Anthony Davis. Any game he could explode for 70 points if he really wants to. So on a GPP team, definitely willing to do that. I don't see a spread on it yet, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty large spread. So I don't know if I'll go there with the blowout risk.
All right. Again, Marcus Morris news would dictate, but Jason Tatum's kind of interesting. Stretch fours have done well against Toronto historically at 6-1. Like he was pretty close to 7K just recently. Again, I think that game's going to be close. And if Marcus Morris is out, there's usage to go around. About
Siakam.
Go ahead.
Ibaka still listed as questionable, expected to play, but if Ibaka's out again, Siakam has been killing it with his infamous spin move. 6K, it's the Celtics, but you got to like him. He's really consistent, has the rebound upside, block steals, he's been scoring. I think he's around 20 point per game score right now, maybe a little less than that, but he's been performing really well so far.
What's the Siakam's price? I don't see him.
6K.
6K?
Yeah. I wouldn't, if Ibaka's in, I'm not going there, but if Ibaka's out, then I'd consider it.
Yeah, that's going to make a big deal, and then we'll talk about Joval, who ruined us yesterday.
Oh, man, killed me.
Take us down to Value Land. What do you see down there?
One of my favorite plays every slate, Jaren Jackson Jr. If he can learn, tie his hands around his back or something when he's playing defense, and the guy would last 35 minutes on the court and be amazing fantasy producer every single game. When he gets his minutes, he produces every single time. Amazing production player, but foul trouble risk every single game with him now. Last game too, getting every minute he can, but got in foul trouble. He gets his normal 27, 30 minutes. With their small rotation right now, with all the injuries, he's getting a lot of backup 5 minutes and sharing minutes on the court. Gasol too. He has the 40-point upside, high 30 upside at 5K against the Kings. Definitely love that.
I like that too. What do you think about Derek Favors against Philly? They could use his size, 4'5". Any interest?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, his price tag, I don't think it moved the whole season off around like 4.5K, whether he had like a 10-point or 50-point game. So, and he has shown upside with like 36-point games, 30 and a 4.5. Like, Sixers can bring some decent size with Embiid, and we all know how much Embiid literally tears for every single center with foul trouble. So, I mean, I'm not one to predict foul trouble, but it can give Favors a little more minutes with Gobert in foul trouble there. Has double upside. Always playing around 20 minutes, if not extended past that. So, gotta like that price tag.
Power forwards, we're killing Philly. Sark's gone now. Not sure if that's going to change or not, but they're still they seem kind of thin in terms of size. Like you got Muscala and
Amir Johnson.
I think power forwards are going to continue to beat up Philly, so I can get behind that. I wanted to come take a look. Why did Noah Vonleh's price go way down? I mean, he was one of the Knicks getting secure minutes, but all of a sudden, I mean, that was a massive blowout against OKC and Orlando the game before. I don't know if the Knicks can hang with New Orleans, but this seems like this would be a pretty good spot for Noah Vonleh here at 4.6 at a discounted price. What do you think about Dario Saric at 4.3 against Portland?
Kind of want to see what's going to go on with him more in that rotation and everything before I really start to play him. I loved when he was on the Sixers, but he burned me every single damn game I played him. Got 20 minutes in his first game with the Pelicans. I mean, not the Pelicans. Timberwolves.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to take the wait and see. He's third cheap, and he's gonna. If he gets anywhere over 20 minutes, he'll definitely pay off his price tag. But I kind of want to wait and see how the rotations work, usage, everything with that before we go down to him.
Sure, I can get behind that. And then last, if RHJ's out, Ed Davis 4.3. He's smashed 2 games in a row with Allen out. One of those two guys, and more Allen actually, who is actually truly backing up and will get the start at center. But even RHJ as well, 4.3 against Washington. Power forward's been smashing them. Yes.
The only other guy too, I do like is Jeff Green. He's 4.3, and he's starting to see a little more pushing his minutes here. Otto Porter's been playing like shit the whole entire season. Brooks isn't really a fan, and Green's been performing really well. I mean, in two of his last three, he got 34 and 35 at his price tag. Seeing a little more minutes, you saw 34, one of those. It's his rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, scores. Like it's a play against the Nets at 4K. Like I'm always interested in that.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I gotta do a little digging, see like if it's more like a blowout build or like if see a guy you'd pair with like a Brad Beal or a John Wall. I'm not exactly sure. The minutes like wasn't always there. It's kind of like you said, he's kind of like earned his role a little bit more. So I got to dig into that. But sure, I'm with that. Last but not least, we got center. What are you thinking over here? Same deal. Take me down to 6K. This is usually a very loaded position. What do you got?
It's definitely loaded on this slate too. Embiid, 10-3. He's been tearing. He's probably in the lead for MVP this season so far. And getting his minutes this season. It's not in any kind of limit like he was last season. Gets his 15, 16, 18 rebounds every game. Scoring some games 30 points, 40 points. At 10K, I mean, it's priced down a little bit, I think, because of Jimmy Butler and the Jazz matchup. But Rudy Gobert is a pretty stout defender. But, I mean, I'm not really afraid of anyone against Embiid. I think elite offense touts elite defense, and it's a good spot for him at this price tag.
All right. Anything else?
Towns at 9-6 still. That Jimmy Butler has been tearing it apart. Don't expect that to go down anytime soon. Whiteside, boomer bust. He's going to kill you or make your day. Last two games, he only played 22 minutes with foul trouble, and he still even didn't do awful for those minutes. Got 35 and 30 DKP, 22 minutes. I mean, you put him back in like a 32, 33-minute position, and we saw that 76 DKP game come with almost triple-double blocks, 45, 48 besides that. Marc Gasol, short rotation, centers against the Kings. He's getting his minutes.
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's a bunch.
Go ahead. I know you like Cantor too, right?
I do. I mean, if the Knicks are going to hang in this game, Cantor's going to go off. Like, he's a massive point per minute dude, and centers have been killing New Orleans. You got to see. Mitch Robinson's questionable. I think he's actually closer to probable. If he were to miss, maybe Cantor gets the start. Regardless, I think the minutes would be pretty secure. You really can't really guess who Fizdale's ever going to start. Guys got this positionless basketball theory, and it's just, I don't know why the Knicks can never get just a normal coach.
No, not normal coach, no wins, not good future for us.
I mean, we're going to sign KD in the offseason, so things are going to get brighter. That's my theory, at least.
Man, I hope
so. I don't think I'll find myself going all the way up for any of these guys outside of AD if Mirotic misses in a game stack, but I definitely am concerned about the Knicks hanging in that game.
I love center on this slate. I think it's a loaded position again.
Yeah, I mean,
everyone's fairly priced. Even Gobert at 7.5. Like, he started off the season super hot with 3 games in a row of 56, and he has that upside any game. Rebounds, blocks, steals every game.
Yep.
Even Nurkic too.
Yeah.
Any player against the Timberwolves. He's 7K, exploded for 54 last night against the Lakers, another fast team. Expect to see him against the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
All these guys really play for me.
A lot to like. Yeah. And that's why usually when there's a deep position, I find it's better not to go all the way up. You can find better point per dollar somewhere in the mid-range. What do we got down in Value Town? Anything that makes you excited?
A lot of you guys at Wise Take know my favorite player from the beginning of the season in terms of fantasy producing is Wendell Carter Jr. He's another guy just like Jaren Jackson. Dude, at 5'3", that's a steal. Like, he's in the same boat where if he can stay out of foul trouble, he gets his minutes and he always produces at 5'3" to get 25. Like, he has one game, now that I'm looking at it, I think it's all damn season where he hasn't hit at least 25 DKP. He's going against the Bucks. I mean, Brook Lopez might hurt him when they extends him a little bit to the 3-point line. Might take away some rebound upside, but I'm going to take a gamble at 5-3 all day with Wendell Carter Jr. here.
Yeah, I like that for sure. Miles Turner's price continues to drop down to 4.6. It might be time to start looking at him. I mean, he can go for 30, and now you're talking almost 7x. So, got to see how he's done against Whiteside. I would assume he's actually done pretty well in that matchup. Make sure the minutes are still there, but that's interesting. Joval against Boston, they struggle against bigs. If Ibaka's out, and I think he's probable, but if he were to be out, I think you go back to a guy who just burned everyone. That's kind of like a DFS move that works out. And then Dwight Howard against Brooklyn, whether Jared Allen's in or out, he's now played, 5, 6, maybe even 7 games now. Like, the minutes could start to extend, and this is a smash spot. Centers against Brooklyn, 5-7. That is also interesting. So, a lot
Dwight
to think about.
Yeah, but Dwight, to me, it's weird. Like, I mean, you can ask anyone. After that 2008 dunk contest, I was the guy's biggest fan in the world, but he just looks awful out there. It looks like he doesn't want to play. Looks lazy, unmotivated. He's not really attacking the rim on offensive rebounds for putbacks anymore, and not really a guy. I don't know if he still has the same upside.
He couldn't even sit on the bench. He had to leg, and that has to affect the guy. Like, I think they brought him back a little too early because the Wizards were struggling. But I would think that that's starting to fade away. There's probably, a double-double, 15 point, 15 rebound kind of game with a couple blocks, especially against Brooklyn. I'm with you. I think I like a lot of other guys too, but the price is enticing. Just worth mentioning. Anyway, that's going to do it for the position by position at this time. I'd like to tell you, if you want to check out The Nation, grab a day pass, $2.50, get you in, get you all the content, the daily expert poll, my cheat sheet. You get articles from Stevie on the weekend. You got Stevie in the Slack all day pretty much, which is awesome. Thunder Dan's up all in there. Day. Cash and DFS and BK with the Cash and GPP articles. Pretty much it's been every other day we've had somebody win 2,000 or more. It's been a really fun NBA season. Come on down. Check us out. Give us a shot. You won't be sorry. You want to do some top threes and then we get up out of this? Biatch?
I'm ready, man.
All right. Tell me who you like at point guard.
Point guard so far, going all the way down, Shelvin Mack. Lillard against the Timberwolves. And I like the floor of John Wall against the Nets.
Okay. I'm going to go with Mike Conley. I'm going to go with... I like that Shelvin Mack play, especially if they're going to be a shorthanded. And I will go with... I'll go D'Angelo Russell. Shooting guard.
Oladipo. I got Hayward. No minutes limit. Love the price on him. And Wiggins.
All right. I'm going to go with Kawhi. I'm going to roll with... There was someone down here for value, but I can't remember who it was. Give me Kawhi. Give me Joe Harris. Nets. I like that. And... I'm going to do this. Buddy Hield. You will not hear me say that very often.
I love it.
Small forward.
Small forward. Going right back to the Grizzlies and their diminished rotation. Garrett Temple. Tim Hardaway Jr. And I'll take Giannis in the matchup he's in tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I love Giannis every day. I really think that he's more of a 12-5 player, and anytime he's under that, I can get behind it. It's just a matter of will the Bulls keep pace. Milwaukee's just been awesome this year. We'll have to see. We'll have to see on that. But I'll grab your Gordon Hayward pick over here. I will take a stab at Kevin Knox, and I will also... I'll roll with some Jimmy Butler at 7-3. That just seems too cheap. I don't really care about the matchup. Power forward.
I got Mirotic. I got AD. Go for raw points there. And I like Siakam a lot.
Yeah, so Mirotic not even on the injury report. That's a positive. He does have a Q tag on DK, but then you read the article inside and it says no, not on the injury report. So expecting him to play. Can get behind that. Ibaka is also expected to play. But I'll take Jaren Jackson. You know, it's going to be a lot of Memphis if they're that short-handed. And I will roll with Derek Favors. Center.
For center, I got Nurkic. I got Towns again. And Embiid.
All right. I'll go Cantor, my boy. I'll go Willie Cauley-Stein and Wendell Carter, your boy.
Love them.
Yeah. Anyway, catch us tomorrow all day long in the Slack. 5:30 Y stream. I'm guessing it's just Friday. Yeah, Slate's gonna start at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Y stream. If you are watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Podbeam, all the other possible platforms, please do your part. Please like, share, support the nation. It helps us continue to bring these free podcasts to the nation. We want to keep doing it. So do your part. Click the like button. It's been going well lately. Keep it up. Anyway, Stevie, thanks for joining me. Good job on your first show.
Thank you.
Kid is sharp. We're bringing him up just like Cammy the Wiz. That's going to be it, nation. Been a long one. We are out.
Later.
Yeah.